Hi, it's Angie with News OK. I am back in Becky Varner's kitchen where she just loves to be, and I love to be here with her. She is our Recipe for Health food columnist for the Oklahoman and a registered dietitian. And today we're continuing our series on how to keep the holidays simple, how to not stress yourself out too much over what you're going to eat. Now, this is a soup that is actually a very good idea. Maybe it takes hours to prepare. A lot of times it takes hours to prepare your Thanksgiving meal, and everybody's screaming, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. So this might be something nice to have just to tide them over. Is that right?
Absolutely, Angie. And it's great for that purpose as to just kind of take care of that overly hungry appetite.
And what's it called again?
It's pumpkin soup with fennel. Oh. And I really wanted to introduce two different vegetables. Pumpkin is a fabulous vegetable to serve. It's full of nutrients. It's very festive. It's got a lot of beta carotene in it, potassium, fiber. And so that is the base of our soup. Yeah. And then fennel is something that some people may not be familiar with.
I know
fennel. It's a great vegetable to use. It's actually, we have a little parsley there with it. The bulb of the fennel is often used. It can be chopped, it can be sliced, it can be eaten raw, or it can be cooked. And then the leaves, the thin leaves, are used often like an herb would be.
Wow.
So, and it has a little bit of a licorice flavor, and it's great to use in soups. So it's used in chowders and other things as well.
Cool. Oh, cool. Okay.
What we've done so far, we took a tablespoon of olive oil, we cooked a cup of onion and one bulb of fennel, and a cup of broth. And you can either use the defatted, low-fat chicken broth or vegetable broth, whichever. And we've cooked that, and I'm going to add my pumpkin. Yeah, I've got it in the blender, and I need to add my pumpkin to it. I almost forgot to do that. 2 cups of pumpkin.
Okay.
And let's
so you can just get that out of the can if you want.
Yes. And you can use fresh pumpkin cooked if you would prefer, but you can certainly use this as well.
Sure.
And I'm going to blend this.
Okay.
Just a minute. We'll turn it off and then push this down with a wooden spatula. Oh, Angie, thank you. And let's see. We may need to do this 2 or 3 times. Get it completely. And one more time here. And that's it. Okay, now we're going to dump this back into our pot. And thank you. It's a beautiful color.
It's very pretty. Now, so we're cooking it. You kind of cook it twice.
We're going to cook it again. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
And a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. And then we're going to add the remaining of our broth. And we're using the chicken broth today.
Okay.
And then 2 8-ounce cans of mushrooms that have been drained.
Okay.
And we're going to take this back over and set it on the burner to cook for about 10 more minutes. And then we'll be ready to serve it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, this is the finished product. It looks wonderful. Now, this is Parmesan right on top, right?
Freshly grated and or shredded, either one. And just a little bit of parsley just to add that rich green color.
I love it.
And
I love it.
whole grain
and I love
crackers
the dishes. It's very festive.
Festive and Thanksgiving.
Exactly. Some crackers to go along with this. So this would be perfect if you're, you've got some hungry people saying, when's lunch going to be done? When's dinner going to be done? This will kind of tide them over. And it's healthy.
Absolutely.
You have some other tips, though, for us for Thanksgiving, right?
Oh, I do, Angie. First of all, a turkey is an ideal main course for a Thanksgiving meal because it is very lean. Fresh turkeys are lower in sodium than the ones that would be self-basting. And for smaller families today, they can actually just get the turkey breast if they want to. We want to look for ways to get some of that fat out of the Thanksgiving meal as well as other meals. And one thing, when you're making gravy, if you'll simply defat the stock, take your stock and put it in the refrigerator to let the fat come to the top. Take that off and use that same stock then to make your gravy.
That's true.
It has the same wonderful flavor without the fat. In stuffing or dressing, most people have their traditional favorite way that they like their dressing or stuffing prepared. And usually it has a lot of butter or fat of some type. Instead, if you'll use the defatted chicken broth, or if you prefer a sweeter You can even use a little bit of apple juice.
Oh, there you go.
And it works just great.
Yeah.
And then you can add other flavors by putting vegetables like water chestnuts, celery, different seasonings, that kind of thing. And you get a rich, wonderful flavor without the fat. So those are a couple of other ways to be able to reduce the fat content.
Wonderful ideas. Yes. So you can find this recipe that we made here today, which is, she made here today, pumpkin and fennel soup. Is that right? And her other ideas in the Oklahoman in the Life section under Becky Varner's food column, which is the recipe for health. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angie.